I just can't let you go.
Hey Virgo, welcome back to the channel. It's Kelly from the House of Virgo. If you're new, please smash that like button and subscribe. We're going to take a look at the daily messages to see what's going on here, what you need to know. Virgo Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. I'm going to do a Celtic cross for you guys and see what shows up here. Okay, past, Six of Pentacles. The present, Two of Pentacles. So you currently have a decision. The challenge is the Eight of Swords. Driving the reading is the Queen of Cups. Crowning, you have the Fool, Virgo. Coming towards you, Two of Swords. Position of you and your advice, you have the Star. External to you, the Ten of Swords. Hopes and fears, you have the Nine of Wands. And the outcome, the Five of Wands with Strength. Bottom of the deck, King of Cups. Significant. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And this person looks like they are making a major transition in their life, or they are traveling, relocating, or moving. Three of Wands. I feel like this person might be traveling for work or expanding their horizon. Yeah, I've been thinking, it looks like they've been thinking long and hard about something here, about going somewhere or doing something and making a lifestyle change with the Knight of Swords. Okay, so if you have a connection to a water sign, they seem to be significant. Six of Pentacles. So in the past, there is an energy here of some back and forth, some sharing. Okay? In the past with this person, maybe sharing finances, borrowing or lending money. There may be a little bit of some breadcrumbing, one person being in a better financial position than another. Okay, let's see. Four of Wands. It looks like the intention was to create some type of foundation or structure. There might have been some type of reunion that occurred in the past with someone here. The intention to share, it looks like, was to have some kind of reunion, a homecoming. Can be a marriage card, a commitment, family. Let me just get one more other card here. Death and rebirth. So there was definitely some kind of rebirth of a relationship, or something came back around. It feels like the intentions were good, okay? But right now, Virgo, it looks like you're making some type of a decision, weighing some options about whether to set yourself free or be more compassionate or empathetic towards someone, or to nurture some kind of a relationship here. But, the Fool is like crowning down on you. So, there's something here about carving a new path for yourself, maybe even traveling yourself. But the Fool is like taking some kind of chance, or having some kind of a new beginning in relation to a water sign. Okay, the Empress. Virgo, definitely new beginnings. Definitely in your mindset. Looks like you want to break free, or just get out of something, or just start over. Let me see the the Queen of Cups here, and the Ace of Cups. Yeah. I feel like you're juggling, you're weighing. Is there potential here for some relationship to actually go the distance, to have a loving, romantic, nurturing, compassionate, healing, to support a relationship, or to move away from it? Okay. The challenge is the Eight of Swords in what's blocking you to make a decision here as you're weighing some kind of options. The Eight of Swords is a sense of feeling isolated. So it's kind of like, if you leave, will you be more isolated? If you stay, will you still be isolated? So, or feeling restricted here, and maybe it is, for some of you, you might feel restricted right now, and you might be weighing whether or not you need to stay or go here. But it looks like you're going to definitely make a decision here with the Two of Swords. And I feel like that message is time to decide about a relationship here. Now, when I say the King or Queen of Cups, yes, it is water, but it could be Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, okay? But you are definitely making a decision about what you want to do. Two of Cups, you have so much on your plate in regards to a partnership here and making a decision about a partnership. You, looks like Virgo, let me just get one more clarifying card. Oh gosh, it looks like you decide to stay or reunite with this person. Yeah. Your advice here is the Star. Your advice here is to hope for the best. Your advice here is to expect a miracle to come from this, but also to heal, or even to try to work on healing a partnership here. Now, of course, you don't have to take advice if that's not what you want to do. Let me just get a clarifying card for the Star. Three of Pentacles. Wow. Put some effort in. Try to rebuild, or try to use your skills to try to, I don't know, I just feel like you're on the fence about whether or not you want to stay or go. But it looks like going forward, you're going to decide to stay and try to salvage or work on the partnership. Provided the other person wants to work on it. The other person, it could be this water sign, they're in surrender mode. They're surrendering. What are they surrendering? They're hitting some kind of rock bottom. Nine of Pentacles, surrendering. You're a wish come true for them, Virgo. You're what they want. Right? I feel like, Virgo, I feel like this person, oh, sorry. I was looking at the Nine of Cups. It's the Nine of Pentacles. I'm sorry. I take that back. No, this, oh gosh, now this is a message. I feel like this person is they're surrendering, making a decision to be single. Nine of Pentacles, I mean, that is the Virgo card. And so I feel like this person feels as if this relation, that you're not interested. That's what, and so because of that, they're kind of like, well, I can go solo, I'll be fine. Interesting. I feel like they're basing that on what they presume is you're not interested. And so it's kind of like they're getting a vibe from you that you're not interested. So they're kind of like, oh, I guess I'll just be single. Maybe that's something here that you need to make a decision whether or not you're interested in this person and you want to see something go forward here. And I'm certainly not telling you that you must. But I do feel like, let me just get another clarifying card here. Judgment. And the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, it's like you working on it, and this person's going by you. So if I don't see them pursuing. That's what I'm trying to say. They're following your lead. So if you want to be with them, they're going to respond the same way. But if you don't want to be with them or try to work on the relationship, they're going to respond the same way. Okay? And Judgment, well, it feels like they're seeking clarity. They'll make a decision based on the decision that you make. Okay. This is not someone that's a big initiator for a relationship, romantic partnership. This is someone who kind of goes along to get along. They're just like, I feel like the energy is like, if you decide you don't want to be with them and you make that decision to set yourself free, then they're not going to pursue you. And if you turn that around and going forward in the future decide that you want to reconcile or try to have a reunion with them, then they will do the same in return. They seem to come across to me as like with temperance, very balanced, kind of like it is what it is. There's no chaos with this person. You know, if temperance was in the reverse, it would be chaos, feeling like out of control energy, disruptive energy. But they seem very calm, and they're just kind of like, well, it is what it is. If you want to, we can, and if you don't, that's fine too. So if that disappoints you, Virgo, that this person is not an initiator. Maybe you were hoping that they would be, but I don't know if they're just lazy or they're just so calm they're dead. They might have other relationships that are satisfying to them as well. And does that mean you're not a priority to them? They're a priority. They themselves are a priority to them. They put themselves first. And maybe that's something you need to do, okay? Or maybe you'll reconcile with them and maybe you'll realize that, okay? But your hopes and fears, you have the 9 of Wands. There's some kind of struggle here with boundaries and being persistent with your boundaries. Weak boundaries, if you know that this person isn't pursuing the relationship or isn't that type of a person, your weak boundary might be pursuing them and trying to, draw them into you. But I feel like you might fear that you might just kind of not be strong, right? But I feel like there is a part of you that's hoping that you can maintain this relationship with this person and have your boundaries at the same time. Yeah, and to be persistent with that. Now, your outcome message here, Virgo, with this person is 5 of Wands and Strength. There's a lot of conflict in this relationship. And I feel like the message here is if, you're going to be with this person or make that decision to pursue it, you're going to have to be really strong and confident. And maybe even just accept that this is how they are and you can't change them. And I really don't think that that's something that you really want. I'm not 100% sure because I do feel like with the lovers, you do want to have like equal partnership. You do want an equal love relationship. Okay, you don't want a breakup or arguments. You don't want discord or have any kind of regret. You want to be in an equal partnership with someone where you're both pursuing each other. Like you're both choosing to be together. And I don't feel like this person chooses. I feel like whatever you tell them, that's what they'll do. But if they're a little bit of a doormat. So if that's what you like, then hey, go for it. But I wouldn't expect too much from them as far as taking the lead in this relationship. This person is not that type of person to take a lead. They're kind of more like, like if you say, well, where do you want to go eat? And their response will be, well, whatever you like. I'll have whatever you're having. Or what movie do you want to see? Whatever you want to see. Like they don't they have difficulty making decisions. They don't want to lose the connection. I can tell you that. But they're not really pursuing it to hold on to it. So it's kind of like you're in the lead role. So if you're feminine, you kind of have to take on a masculine role with this person. And if you're the masculine, you have to lead it. The Virgo is the masculine. This person comes across as a feminine. Okay? If they are a feminine, then maybe that's the way it should be. But you got the 9 of Swords. I just see some anxiety and stress. And maybe it's because if you're the feminine, you don't want to take a masculine role, right? Maybe you don't want to. Maybe you don't want to be, you want to have that equality. And that's what I feel. Now, as far as this person, like I was saying, making some kind of lifestyle change, even with the 6 of Swords, I feel like if you were to say to this person, let's move in together, be like, okay. And that's kind of where I feel like that was going. Like, I do feel like they want to change some stuff up in their life, but they're not going to initiate that on their own. Maybe because they're quite comfortable. where they are, but they're not resistant to it. They're just kind of like, I don't know, water. Water just flows. And, if say you put like a little toy boat in the water in a stream, nobody's steering the ship. That boat is just going to go wherever the water takes them. That's just kind of how they are. They very much have like a very emotional, flowy energy. They're just not a leader type when it comes to, I feel like, having some kind of a relationship here. You would have to take on like a Leo energy where, Leos are feisty, confident, they're bossy, they're leaders. You would have to take on the energy of Leo. And there will be conflict with this person because it's going to be hard to get them to move at times if you need them to do something. If you need, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I mean, it's to each their own, whatever you're looking for. There's some people who are just like, they want a reciprocal relationship. Everybody, I think, does, Some people get bored with very passive people. In some ways, passive people are great because there's no conflict or confrontation with them. But at the same time, a little bit of leadership is a good thing too, to strike a nice balance is okay. Yeah, Virgo, I mean, this is interesting the way this reading's coming out. So if you're in some type of connection with someone and you're trying to decide, look at this, you've got leadership. You have the opportunity to take the lead. It may be in work, personal, or family. You have the wisdom and knowledge to do what is best at this time. No more playing it safe and blending in with the pack. Shine your light and speak your truth. So it looks like you need to decide what you want here. Do you want to be in that leadership role in this relationship? Because in order for this to work, I feel like that's how it's going to be. If you're that Virgo that's like, let me just back off and see what they do, I guarantee you they're not going to do much. They might check in now and then, but they're not really going to do much. New beginnings, intention. So you do have new doors opening and new opportunities coming to you, Virgo. And you're shifting into a higher frequency by honoring yourself and your accomplishments. It is time for a fresh start and a clean slate. And you're being asked to only bring your new self into this next chapter. So Virgo, if you were on some kind of path where you, in this connection, were expecting this person to do masculine things, if you're a feminine, you're expecting them to be no. I think you need to understand what role they're in. And, even if they're a male, they're coming across as, the feminine, as yin, is quite passive. It's, it's the masculine that takes the lead. So you're going to have to understand. I don't see a lot of passion with this person. I see this someone being more like a puppy dog following you around. Like you've got the leash. Virgo. I don't, unless you get like a wild, crazy dog. Some dogs will just like drag you across the pavement and they're chasing a squirrel. Not this person. They're just like, squirrel. Sure, you can walk me over to the squirrel. Yeah, why not? I'll go check it out. I mean, this person is just very laid back. It feels like a Pisces, and so even with the water signs, you're going to have a very masculine and also very feminine side to every sign. This person comes in as a water sign or leads in water, and they're very passive. They're very feminine. So if you're a male Virgo listening to this, and this is someone that you want to be with, you pretty much have to take on like an alpha energy, male or female. That's just how I feel. That's just how I feel with this. So you have to decide, can you do that? Do you have that in you to do that? Do you have it in you to be in an alpha role or masculine role? whether you're male or female. It's kind of like having a child, a little bit. I don't know. I don't know. Is that what you want, Virgo? All right. What other messages here for Virgo? I just heard somebody's last name. Well, I just heard the word Fox. So I don't know if it's like a news station or somebody's last name, or you see a fox, like a red fox somewhere. Okay. Or you like that Jimi Hendrix song, Foxy Lady? All right, what do you have? Soulmates, soul connection, partnership, soul contract, life partner. You know, this person could be definitely a soulmate for you, but the thing is, this is like an opposites attract kind of scenario. Very defined roles here. The soulmates are usually, you know, like one and the same. You know, they usually have that familiarity. They're very mutual in the way they are. You know, very easy. There's no conflict with the soulmate connection. You could be soulmates, but this is one of those opposites attract soulmates. I don't think you guys go together very well, to be honest with you. It's not easy. That's what I feel. This relationship is not going to be easy. Someone's going to have to be taking control of everything. Twin flame. Oh my God. We haven't seen that in a while. The yin and the yang. I'm telling you. Maybe even to get it into, I don't know. I don't think it can go into, there might be some elements of the connection where you guys are like, you gel really well with each other, but you're polar opposites. Oh, dropping them. There's a polar opposite thing happening here. And those polar opposite issues are glaring. Yeah, one's a chaser. One's a chaser. One has a fear of abandonment, I think it's this person, they have a fear of abandonment. They don't want to lose, they don't want to be abandoned, so they'll do whatever you want them to do, but they won't take the lead or initiate. Maybe they have like some kind of mind blindness, so they just can't think along those lines or even pay attention to what you need. You might have to tell them. You might have to say exactly what you want, like spell it out. You might have to write it down, give them a little book. Like, here's what I need, and just do that, and that'll make me happy. This connection has a potential for marriage, but I feel like in order to get along, somebody has to take the lead and the other has to step back. And I don't know who. It could be you. It could be them. You know, but it's going to feel like it's a very karmic thing. I feel like if you decide that this is what you want and you're going to take that masculine role or that alpha role and pursue it, you're going to have to be really strong during any kind of challenges that's going to come up in this relationship. So it's up to you. You got to decide. That's what I'm hearing. Long-term connection is definitely possible, but it may not be fully to what you're liking. But, you know, it's definitely an imperfect connection. And I mean, listen, you just got to weigh it out. I mean, if it's so imperfect and it's like grudge work just to have a love relationship with someone, you might just decide, you know, I could maybe go somewhere else, or maybe I'll have a better match elsewhere that fits me. And some of you, but you could take a chance, like you could risk not meeting anybody at all. You know what I mean? Like, it depends on where you are in your life. It depends on your age. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on what you're happy with and what you're not happy with. There's a lot. It has the potential. Engagement ring, wedding rings, it has a potential for long term. And I think the question you have to ask yourself is this going to be okay with me? That's the question you have to ask yourself. Can I settle for this? Is this going to be all right? Now, I'm not seeing any cheating or anything like that, but I feel like if you don't pursue the relationship and you expect this person to pursue you in the relationship, don't. If they wind up, like I said, they're going to kind of mirror you. So if you're not going to pursue it, whoever else comes down the line, they're going to accept them in. And that's not going to be, in their mind, cheating or anything like that, because you're not pursuing them. This person's in a very feminine place. Okay? So it almost seems like you got to do all the grudge work. I could just hear you. I'm making this video. It's premiering live, but it's not live. And I'm imagining this chat right now and the things that some of y'all are saying. I'm just seriously, like I said, here's the snake, the other woman or the other guy. To them, it won't be cheating if you're not going to pursue the relationship and draw them in or tell them that this is the way it's going to be. And somebody else comes along, they're going to be open to them. I mean, I don't feel like it has anything to do with love and connection. I feel like there's such a higher vibration of love that they're so easygoing. I feel like they're like one of those people that's like, you know what? God loves me unconditionally. I can do no wrong, which is a load of crap, because God's like, no, you need to go apologize for being an a-hole to somebody. No, you cannot steal. There's consequences. This person is a little more in like some kind of happy bubble, too much of a happy bubble, you know, and they don't really take responsibility or full accountability. Hey, listen, if it were me and I was in the chat and I was just listening to Kelly's reading, I'd be like, hell no, I don't think so. I don't want to have to work that hard for a relationship or do everything. But I know some of you are like, but I really love them and they're the best. And yeah, they got their flaws and blah, 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 blah. So I'm not telling you what to do. Okay. I just want you to know. But I can tell you that if you decide to pursue this, boy, you got to really be on a high vibrational level or to be with them where you could just, you got to be so accepting, okay? And you got to seriously love yourself. Seriously. I think a Leo could handle this person. But I don't know, Virgo. You're very analytical and you're a little picky. And this might feel like resentments, and because resentments are the sum of needs not getting met. Resentment is like a big ship, and inside that ship is frustration, anger, needs not being met. Okay, a lot of triggers. It can be very intense, and then at other times there's like a drop off of letting go, turmoil, and sometimes fleeting energy. It's not going to be a bed of roses, I'm telling you, if you decide to do it. And that is why, as the reading began, you're kind of like betwixt and between, you know, trying to weigh up the options here. You know, you love this person, Ace of Cups. There's great potential. But at the same time, your head's like, no, I got to get out of this and start over and, you know, take a chance and go on a new adventure in my Empress or Emperor energy, you know? Yeah. It's crazy, Virgo. So, you know, don't you hate it when these readings are just like, hey, you got to think for yourself, Virgo, and you're going to have to make a decision. Virgo's like, some of y'all are like, no, I want them to just come forward, and I want them to take the lead. Like, I think that's an expectation. If you have a history with someone that's not like that, it's insanity to expect them to change overnight. It doesn't matter if you're gone, because like even if you disappear on the person and you just cut off all contact, and then you get in contact again, and all of a sudden they pounce on you. That's just like a one-time thing. I don't feel like this person is capable to continuously add to the relationship in the way you will. I don't feel like they can do it. There's maybe a lack of capability, or they're just lazy, or they're just, like I said, so passive. Like nothing is an emergency to them unless you decide you're going to leave. And then if you're going to leave, then they're going to pursue a little bit and be like, what? But then once they pursue and you give into it and expect them to keep pursuing, they're going to drop off and just kind of get back to being passive again. You would have to be in this position of where you're like taking on a very alpha role, like reaching out to them all the time, finding out what's going on with them, telling them this is the plan and this is what you need and this is what you're going to, it's not necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's a personal preference. It's just a personal preference based on what you're willing and you're not willing to do. So what are you going to do, Virgo? What do you want? Just say what you want. And if there's certain things that you want or need from this relationship, you need to tell them and find out what they're capable of giving. What's their level of capability? So you won't be disappointed if you set yourself up. Anyway, you've got 10 of Wands, working too hard or too many hours, Virgo. It's exhausting. This feels like it's going to be very exhausting or give you a lot of stress. You would need to call in the cavalry to help you with this connection. If you both agree to, move forward together, you're going to need a lot of support. That's what I feel. Because this could give you health problems. The exhaustion of the 10 of Wands, stress, carrying a lot of burdens. You're going to need to call in some help. This is almost like taking care of a toddler or being with a toddler. And like I said, passivity can be nice at times, but there's a need for balance here. I don't know that they can do it. You're just going to have to be the boss. There's the 9 of Cups. I think that you can do it, and I think that if you're a strong person, very strong. Very strong. I think it could work, but you got to keep those expectations really low. Because this person, it's kind of like you always hear the story about, the husband and wife, and all the romance in the beginning and the pursuing and all that. And then after they're together for a really long time, the couple gets stagnant in the relationship. And one of them definitely gets stagnant. They kind of take it for granted. I do think it could work out, but it's based on your level of effort, how much effort you're willing to put in. I feel like this person needs to know exactly what's expected of them from you. And your expectation has to be at a level of understanding what their needs they're capable of meeting for you. Okay? So like I said, if you, whatever you want, you just got to say it to them and not, you just got to state it. And I feel like with this connection, you can't allow them to just read your mind. You have to be direct. This person is indirect. And they're indirect because they don't want any confrontation or problems. So they don't even stand up for themselves and say what they need. They'll just do whatever you want. Whatever you need, you come first. Whatever you need. But if you don't need anything, I'm not going to push it. That's how they are. And I think if you kind of like, when you were a kid and you came home and you had your chore list and you knew exactly what your parents expected of you to get done before they got home. You got to give this person like a chore list. You got to be like point A. You got to sit down with them and like, get the big projector out or whatever. Go through it, like have a presentation and say, listen, I'm willing to stay with you, but you got to do this, this, and this in order for me to be happy to stay with you. It's not threat. It just feels like, this person doesn't read the how to cook a meal. They don't look at the recipe. They don't They don't follow the recipe. They don't follow the directions. Like on their own, they're just like, I'll just order out. Like they just, Virgo, it's almost, how can I say this? It's such a tragedy. It's almost comical. Okay. You have the Eight of Wands. Stress caused by many positive opportunities, unexpected events, or rapid changes. You have the ability to multitask, Virgo, even when you got a lot going on. I mean, there's a Virgo listening here who's like, that's all right, I'll take up the sword. I get my way anyway. Oh, Virgo. Because I feel like some of you might be like, yeah, I can do this. But then if you've got someone who's being very, like, extremely alpha with you, you're just like, yo, back off. I don't know. I feel like it is a tall order for you to, as a Virgo, to really stand. Unless you're closer to Leo in your birth date, like in the end of August, I feel like those of you whose birthdays are closer to the cusp of Leo might be able to manage it. And maybe those of you who are closer to the cusp of Libra, because Libra is a cardinal sign, and that's the go-getter. And Leo is fixed, and it's like, this is how it's got to be, dude. But those of you who are true Virgos, like right there in the middle, I don't know. It's a 50-50. It is. It's a 50-50. Look, you just had let your friends help you. Yeah, some of you are going to have to call in the cavalry for this past relationship in order for this to work. So who's the cavalry? These are going to be people who, you know, like a therapist or like a priest. I don't know, just some friends and people that have been successful in relationships in similar type of thing with you. You're going to have to seek support in order to be with this, or else there's like separation. Yeah, this go one of two ways. It's all, the ball's in your court. That's what I'm hearing, Virgo. Don't be intimidated by this person. If you guys aren't in contact or you're not communicating, don't be intimidated by them. That's just them being passive. It doesn't mean, like, don't personalize it. I don't think it has anything to do with them not being interested or them not liking you. They're just lazy. Or they only have, like, their threshold for connection is minimal. All right. These readings, like every day, it's something different, isn't it? All right, so let's take a look. You've got Libra, Aries, you've got triple Libra. Okay. All right. I'm feeling a little under the weather today, you guys. So depending on how I feel tomorrow for the weekend reading, if I feel good enough, I will upload, do the weekend reading tomorrow. If not, I'll hopefully maybe Friday. I just had like a rough day today, and I'm a little bit just I feel weak. I don't know if that makes sense. Just tired. A little tired. My energy's low. Okay, so September. Wow. All right, let's start with August. We have August 23rd, 24th, 25th. Okay. We have September 3rd, September 1st, September 2nd, 4th, September 5th, September 11th, September 22nd, September 23rd. Did I say September 12th? Okay, September 20th, September 10th, September 13th, September 15th, and the 14th. I don't know if I said all of the September numbers, but yeah, you have 111 here. You might be seeing 111 a lot. All right, we've got age. These are the ages coming to me: 30, 31, 32, 35, 34. We have 23, 25. We have 41, 42, 43, 45. We have 51, 52, 53, 54, and 55. Okay, so those could be, the age of the person you're dealing with, or it could be you. Okay. See your initials. Okay, so we've got the letter H, G. 2 G's. Somebody's got 2 G's in their name. The letter D, letter Y. We have E, L, the letter C, and U. So I've got Kyle, I've got Clyde, I've got Celia, Leonard or Lenny, Gina, someone lives on a cul-de-sac, someone works in a general hospital, someone rolls dice, maybe like a gambler or works casino. Richard or Dick. Anybody's name? Does anybody have that name anymore? Is it just Richard or Ricky or Ricardo? Lacey. I feel like I said that the other day. Lyle. Guy. G-U-Y. Guy. Someone's name is Guy. Leia or Layla. Or Leilani. Somebody's dyeing their hair or dyed their hair. Could be bleaching their hair. Doing something with their hair. Maybe a hairdresser. Cynthia. C. Okay, let's see what your charms are. Okay, Virgo, you've got a key with a blue heart. Somebody's having a cough drop, maybe lemon cough drop. Okay, got that damn flamingo. I don't know. Was it Ray? Kept making fun. You got to balance on one foot, y'all. Little hopscotch. Try to balance. You're gonna be trying to steady yourself in this connection. Pink flamingo. It was like too many drinks. Oh, somebody's gonna get pulled over and have like one of those side road alcohol tests by the police. They're gonna have you stand on one leg. You better be careful. Don't drink and drive, y'all. Don't drink and drive. Somebody either already got pulled over, driving under the influence, driving while intoxicated. I don't know, Virgo. Be careful. Okay, I just want to get one more. Be careful, Virgo. Yeah, you got a pink crown, and so that definitely. All right, so somebody's coloring or doing something with a pink crayon or pink paint. But I'm also feeling somebody's very, very feminine. Very, very feminine. So if you're feminine, Virgo, and you want this person to pursue, they're not going to, like, y'all, you can't have two feminines in a relationship. It just doesn't work because nothing will get done. Because each is expecting the other one to pursue. You got to have a nice balance of masculine and feminine. And this person comes across to me as feminine. So if you're listening to this, you're going to have to take on the lead. Because the two alphas in a relationship butt heads. Two feminines don't even know the other exists. But when you have a nice masculine and nice feminine, that's the polar opposites, and that actually can work. But if you're a feminine and this person's feminine, somebody's going to have to like break through. Seriously, like somebody's going to have to change in order for this to work. That's all I'm trying to say. Okay. I think I said enough. So, excuse me. I'm going to go take a nap. You hear me like I'm wheezing? I think I'm getting like who knows? I hope not getting sick. But anyway, yeah. I hope that gave you some insight. I'm sorry. I know. I'm not sorry. It's just, sometimes these readings, the way they come out, and it's like, what? Where does it come from? I mean, I know where it comes, like it doesn't come from me, but I know where it comes from and the way it starts. And I just feel like I don't know. Sometimes it surprises even me. So anyway, I'm talking too much. Anyway, I'm going to go. Oh, I just heard somebody's getting a new cell phone. Somebody's getting the new iPhone 16 or is looking at it. Is it 16 or 17? I don't know what number we're up to now. But yeah, okay. 1982. Oh, and I just heard somebody's 28. And now I'm hearing 29. It's either 28, 29, age, or birth date. Also 27. And now I'm seeing 333. Did these numbers all shift and change? Now we have Virgo here. Somebody might be seeing 333. And also 1978, 1973, 39, 33. They must have shifted when I moved. 31, August 31st. Okay, enough. I will see you guys tentatively for tomorrow for your weekend reading. If not, I'll be here Friday, depending on how I feel. But I'll do my very best to stay on schedule. All right, you guys. Love you, and I will see you later. Bye.